His quick thinking helped police arrest a man they call a hit-and-run driver. But a Good Samaritan's actions also took an unusual twist.
We'll show you some safe options to help you get home if you've had too much to drink while celebrating New Year's Eve.
Kentucky lawmakers are preparing to head back to Frankfort with hundreds of new bills awaiting their action.
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening to you. He called for help after seeing a car police say hit 3 men in Lexington. And a man's quick actions helped Lexington police track down a suspected hit-and-run driver.
The 3 men hit by that car Sunday night on Midland Avenue are still recovering from their injuries. But in a strange twist, the man who called for help ended up knowing one of the victims but didn't realize it that night. Miranda Combs talks to him in our top story at 6.
There's a lot of traffic on this stretch of Leestown Road. Not unusual for Tyler Moore to be a part of the crowd.
Pulling out of here, going towards Amazon.
He works just down the road from this intersection.
He was sitting there in the turning lane by the wall.
Moore noticed this car broke down and smoking Sunday night, so he made a U-turn to try to help.
It looked like he had put his fist through the windshield so he could see.
That was the first sign for Moore that there was more to the story. He says the driver, who police say is Asil Iraula, told Moore he hit a light pole, but all the light poles were fine. Then Moore says the driver wouldn't put down his cell phone.
But he looked more scared than anything. I couldn't tell that the only thing he was worried about was the person on the phone.
Moore got out his phone and called 911. Police arrested Iraula minutes later.
This is a very busy road. A lot of people could have stopped. And you, the guy who actually knew one of the victims, ended up stopping for a situation you at the time knew nothing about.
Yeah. I don't know. Something told me to stop. I have no clue what, but something told me to stop.
Moore grew up with Michael Nipper, one of the 3 people hit Sunday night and the one most seriously injured. Nipper was a friend of Moore's family. Moore didn't know anything about the connection until hours later.
So I put 2 and 2 together, you know, and got a little bit of information about it. And sure enough, it was the same accident.
A coincidence that he hopes will help bring justice for an old friend. In Lexington, Miranda Combs, WKYT.
And there were 2 other victims in that hit-and-run crash, Clarence and William Hockaday. Both are recovering from their injuries. Nipper is still in the hospital. New tonight, we have learned a missing Boyle County teenager has been found. The family's pastor made that announcement late this afternoon, shortly before vigil for 17-year-old Brandy Hall was to begin. Family members say she's doing okay. Her family is going to the police department right now to reunite with her. Brandy was reported missing on Monday.
Tonight we have new information about a man police say caused a crash that killed 4 people and an unborn child in Clay County. Police charged Jason Gibson with murder and fetal homicide. They say he was driving under the influence the night of December 18th when his car hit another car on the Hal Rogers Parkway. In newly released court documents, police say Gibson had taken meth, Xanax, and anxiety medication before the crash. In the arrest report, police say Gibson didn't remember the crash and was apologetic, saying, quote, "I ruined their Christmas." Judy Pennington Adams, her pregnant granddaughter Tiffany, Tiffany's son Kyson, and family friend Charlene Lewis were killed in that crash. A man accused of killing a Georgetown College graduate in Chile has been found not guilty. According to the Murray Ledger-Times, a group of judges in Chile reached that verdict in the trial of Domingo Cofre. 22-year-old Erica Hagan of Callaway County was killed last year. She was in Chile teaching English. Hagan's family says they're upset with the verdict because prosecutors presented DNA evidence they said tied Cofre to the crime.
New tonight, deputies have arrested a man they say stole more than 32,000 rounds of ammunition. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office charged Glenn Dixon with theft by unlawful taking. Deputies say he stole the ammunition from the Lake Cumberland 4-H Educational Center. They estimate the ammunition cost more than $3,400. Deputies say it's used by children at the camp during the summer as part of gun safety training. They say they're also looking for a second suspect in connection to that case. Tonight, the Lexington Humane Society has taken in nearly 24 horses. Animal control leaders say the animals were abandoned. As the Humane Society works to bring the horses back to good health, volunteers are also trying to find some new homes for them. Hillary Thornton has the story.
We were appalled as to see that someone would abandon these horses, especially that many. And thoroughbreds are very popular, and being in the horse capital of the world, it's really surprising that that would happen.
33 thoroughbred horses left by their owner at a boarding facility nearly 1 year ago. Animal Care and Control stepping in after learning the man responsible for those horses had not paid for their care in several months. Animal control officers then giving the owner a deadline to pay those fees. However, that payment was never made.
10 have been placed into a home, then we have 23 that are looking for homes.
Putting nearly 24 horses in the care of the Lexington Humane Society.
This is not common. Thank goodness it's not common. It has been several years since there has been a case on horses.
Officials here at the Humane Society say while they are used to taking in dozens of cats and dogs, they say caring for these horses is a whole different ball game.
Horses are not cheap. They are very expensive to care for. Not only the small boarding fee that we're paying per horse, but also to feed and water and make sure that they have the proper health care.
Giving these horses the care and attention needed until each one finds a new field to call home.
We are going to do everything we can to make sure that these horses find their forever homes, and we'll keep them until we do find a home for them because they deserve it.
In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
For now, the horses are being housed at the boarding stable. Once they go through all of the proper procedures, they will be available for adoption. For information on how you can help, go to our website, WKYT.com.
If you are heading out tonight for New Year's Eve, bundle up. 2016 will get off to a chilly but seasonable start. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at your holiday forecast.
A lot of clouds out there as well to go along with the cold air. We've even had a couple of snowflakes flying by our skyline for the better part of the day. We're going to see more of those on and off this evening, but if you're looking for anything to cause travel problems, Mother Nature's not going to give us any kind of weather like that. A lot of clouds out there, and again, the occasional flurry, and even freezing for Lexington, Richmond, Frankfort, Mount Sterling, up into Maysville, Danville at 32 degrees, still closer to 40 though into the southeastern corner of the state. Wind chill numbers, the numbers you should dress for as you head out to some of those New Year's Eve parties. Feels like it is down into the low and mid 20s, courtesy of a strong northwesterly wind. Upper 20s to right at 30 degrees at midnight as we usher in 2016 with mostly cloudy skies and a couple of snow flurries that will be noted throughout the area. We know 2016 gets off on a cold note. We have another cold shot that I'm tracking into early next week, but it is a mainly dry 7-day forecast when I get back here in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. Many people will celebrate the arrival of 2016 tonight with a drink or two.
But if you end up having too much alcohol on this New Year's Eve, there are plenty of ways to get home safely. Caitlin Sentner joins us live now from Lexington with the New Year's Eve Ride Guide. Caitlin?
It's a fun night to be out and about and to ring in the new year with friends and family, but authorities warn it is a night to be safe rather than sorry.
I'm 53 years old and I've seen a lot of tragedies in my life, and it's just better be safe than sorry.
It's a good motto to have at all times, but especially when ringing in the new year.
We want everyone to have a fun New Year's Eve, but we also want people to have a responsible New Year's Eve because we want people to make it home safely.
Alcohol just comes with the territory. Authorities know that, but they recommend planning ahead of time. Cabs are $2.50 a mile, and Uber has heightened prices on nights like tonight. They call it a surge charge. The more people trying to use the service, the higher the price. It's worth it compared to the cost of a DUI.
The thing to remember is, say you've had a few drinks, maybe you're just at 0.05 or 0.08, and somebody rear ends you. If you're tested and it's clear that you have had alcohol, even though the wreck wasn't your fault, you'll be at fault.
But more than that, you've got a few $100 service fee, fines up to $1,000, and potentially thousands in attorney fees. And of course, you're always at risk for hurting or killing someone else.
One of the reasons we recommend staying overnight is you can plan for yourself, but you don't know the decisions that other people are making.
Her advice sounds exactly like the advice my dad always gave me growing up. You can control your own car, but you can't control others out on the road. In Hamburg, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
All right, Caitlin, your dad's a smart man. Taxis will be waiting outside the bars tonight for those who need rides home. If you'd like to use Uber, as she mentioned, surge fees are listed online.
A new year will bring a new legislative session for Kentucky lawmakers, and they'll consider hundreds of proposed new laws. The start of the session next week could have a new direction with a new governor. New at 6, Phil Pendleton has a preview of what lawmakers could discuss in the coming months.
Does any member wish to change or explain their vote?
The 60-day legislative session begins Tuesday, and already there's more than 300 pre-filed pieces of legislation. But most lawmakers will tell you just one bill matters, and that's the budget.
More than $20 billion that will be laid out in the spending plan that the governor will present in his speech.
WKYT political editor Bill Bryant also expects lawmakers to have their hands full with a plan to help state pensions and how to deal with Medicaid. Newly elected Republican Governor Matt Bevin will likely have his own agenda as well.
I think the governor will probably make a push for right-to-work legislation. I think he will make a push for more choices in education.
A wide variety of bills have already been pre-filed, ranging from those that would prohibit powdered alcoholic beverages to one that would ban police from using drones to gather evidence. But Bryant doesn't expect much to happen until after the candidate filing deadline passes in late January.
The lawmakers want to know their likely opposition, so they very often stall off talking about very serious matters until they get beyond that.
It'll also be an interesting session with a Republican governor, a Republican Senate, and Democrats holding a razor-thin majority in the House. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Despite hundreds of bills filed every session, the only one required by law for lawmakers to pass is the 2-year spending plan.
If you're not going to Saturday night's UK game at Rupp Arena, you still will be able to see and hear the Voice winner Jordan Smith sing the national anthem.
The new Game Day app will exclusively stream his performance along with the starting lineups. If you download the app before the game, you'll get a notification on your smartphone to remind you when to watch. We have more information on WKYT.com. Jordan says singing at Rupp Arena is another dream come true.
If you're planning to grab dinner before a New Year's Eve party tonight, you may have trouble finding a table if you have not made a reservation. The manager at Sal's in the Lansdowne shop says he expects a large crowd tonight. As of lunchtime today, the restaurant was almost booked for New Year's Eve. Workers say they're hoping to make this a special night for all the customers.
Everybody, it's that one day of the year that they mark on their calendar to come out and celebrate, just give themselves a night to enjoy their date, their company of friends.
The manager at Sal's says they will serve about 1,000 people throughout the night.